Hi, welcome to the State of Joe. I'm Joe Santiago, and today I'd like to talk about how assistants and gadgets are making us lazy and, again, dumbing us down, making us like simple beings. We need a gadget to now turn lights off, to vacuum the floor, to there's so many different apps and things out there now that will do things for you that are mundane. There's one that turns off and on the faucet, turns lights on and off. These basic things that we've done for years. It may be slightly annoying to do these things, but it's these little mundane things that we have to do. When we take away us doing these things and we put the responsibility onto a robot or a gadget, it kind of makes us look stupid and us look incapable of handling these little menial tasks. Okay. It's going to get worse in the future, obviously, when robots and drones and everything are basically doing everything for us, because we're going to have drones delivering packages soon. So our skies are going to be filled with drones soon. They're going to throw up more satellites because of the smart things and everything that's going on. We're going to need those satellites to control these smart things with 5G coming. So we're going to keep going and going. We're going to become less able to do these things ourselves, more reliant on AI, computers, algorithms to figure all this out, okay? And we're just gonna sit back. We're gonna be like the people, the higher ups in societies like Greece and Rome, where they'd sit around and be fanned by servants, fed grapes and wine, and just sit around on, back then they called them couches, stone slab type couch, like a piece of furniture, like a couch today, but it's, made of stone. And they would sit on those, be waited on hand and foot, and maybe they'd complain and gossip about what's going on and never really do anything, never really get motivated to do anything in their own lives. They're just looking at the world and they're just happy because everything's being taken care of for them. They don't have to worry about anything. They want something to eat. Snap your fingers, your servant brings you something to eat, something to drink, snap your fingers, and, they pick them up and bring them around, whatever they need to do. This is, the beginning of headed back to that cycle, because everything runs in cycles, and that's the way it is. So we're building up that cycle again but we're doing it with technology, because we're so sophisticated and we know everything, and we're on the verge of knowing everything, figuring it all out. And this is a technological event that's taken place. They want you to not focus on controlling your life. They want you to give your control up to these robots, to these gadgets and apps that will be filling the void of little decisions you could be making yourself. And, it's like, you gotta do this stuff yourself. I mean, these are little annoying things we have to do. It's not a big deal to get up and flick a light switch, or, to turn on a faucet, record TV. Everything's programmed now, where it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, if you know how to do it. Of course, you're signing when you do this stuff. You're signing permission away when you use these apps, when you use these gadgets, so they can survey you and get your information, keep collecting all this information. It's like it's like you're walking into a laboratory with mad scientists, and they have glasses all set up with subjects in them, and they're just experimenting on them. They're keeping track of, when he does this, okay, he gets angry. All right, monitor his pulse. His pulse goes up. I mean, these apps monitor your pulse, your heart rate, everything. They're monitoring everything. It's just they're gathering all this information so they can just keep us stagnant, and we're headed towards a more surveilled society. It's creeping in. When drones start taking over and we see more drones in the sky, I mean, you're going to see a point in the future where, drones will be patrolling because there's not enough help to do the work. People aren't applying for jobs. They're going to turn to AI. They're going to start switching technology. They're going electric with the cars. They're going to eventually, they will get rid of fossil fuels, oil, gasoline. We're going to have to make that change into the future, which all these things will have to happen. But the drones and everything, I mean, in the future, you'll be outside of your house, okay? And the drone will tell you what you can and can't do in your own yard, because we don't own the airspace. We own land, the house, and, the town can tell you, we're going to do this, we're going to build this, we're going to take this, we're going to edge your lot a little bit, and we're going to have to build this. Sometimes you have a say, sometimes you don't. And, if we don't stay on top of these things, they're going to keep changing things and taking things and parceling our land. And they'll have the drones and the robots controlling everything. They're already basically giving them all their information because they don't have time and the help for humans to be doing these calculations. And robots and computers are way quicker and smarter than us. They just don't know it yet. That's the thing. So once they do, that's going to be the problem, which I'll talk about later. You're going to go outside from your house and you're going to look up, and there's going to be a drone monitoring you, walking around, doing yard work, going to get the mail, going in your car to go off to work. If you're, exhibiting any kind of behavior that's abnormal, according to the algorithms and the robots, you will be told, do not do this. So if you're, say if you drop a wrapper by mistake on the ground, there's going to be a drone there, and he's going to tell you, sir, you need to pick up that wrapper. And you say, oh, I didn't know I dropped it. And he's going to say, sir, you need to pick up that wrapper or I will have to detain you. There's already police drones out there. There's war drones. I mean, these things are scary. These things are weaponized drones. They've already used them to kill some people. They're very precise. If these were to get hacked or fall into the wrong hands, it's going to be very bad. So all these gadgets are getting us used to the robots controlling things. They're already controlling our money system, what we watch, advertising. Everything is getting controlled by robots now. It's the future. Welcome to the future. Isn't it fun? It's going to get worse, and there's nothing we can really do about it. But, do the best you can and try to make differences in your own personal experiences in your life to try to speak out against this and combat it. But it's going to happen eventually. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just the way it works. We'll get more and more technology. We'll get lazier and lazier and lazier until we're just void of all contact. We're going to be just looking down at our cell phones, depressed and isolated from communication. We're not going to have any need to communicate. Everything's got to be done over the internet. All communications. And robots are going to tell you everything, what you need to be doing. And there's already a robot over in India, and it's programmed to know basically all the things of Buddhism. Okay, now you go into this place of worship, there's a robot telling you all the facts about Buddhism and answering your questions about Buddhism. And they physically, from what I understand, people have physically bowed down to this robot, okay, and worshipped along with it. You could say to it, in a way. So this is what will happen. If things give you the answers, you will worship them because they will have all the answers. You think, it's a substitute for God and higher powers and karma and all that. It's all intertwined. We're figuring it out now. And all these miraculous things that God has done and these miracles and whatnot all have a natural beginning. He uses natural means to make these things happen, whether it's asteroids or planetary bodies or the weather or different migrations of animals and people, and there's just tons of different things that he uses to make these things happen, and we're figuring it out. We're figuring out how powerful Mother Nature is in our world and the structure and all the setup, and we're figuring it out. And so we're becoming more lazy, and that's the way it is. So what I would encourage people is not become lazy. Take charge of your life. as menial as it is, you go to work, a lot of us work throughout the week. We see the money go out of our checks. We're working, yet we're not, inflation is inflating, and, our wages aren't adding up to what we're having to pay for and the prices that are going up. That's also involved. I mean, there's so many aspects, it's unbelievable. So what we need to do is just stay strong, live day by day. What's going to happen is going to happen. We're just participants in this experiment. We're not the controllers of this debacle. Okay. So be careful of these gadgets, and these things that preach that'll make your life easier when actually it will complicate your life more. It will leave you open to surveillance and your information. You're signing those little agreements. You're agreeing to things on the bottom of these internet things, and the fine print has all this stuff in it, what you're agreeing to, and nobody's taking time to read it because they're getting lazy. They just want that quick, gimme, give me the quick product. I just want to jump right. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'll talk to an AI on a phone, whatever I have to do, just sign me up. So this is where we're headed. But hey, the world is the world. The world will go in this direction. There's nothing we can do about it. It's the future. We need to incorporate robots one way or another. Unfortunately, it's going to backfire on us eventually. Let's hope later than sooner. But the speed of technology right now is just zipping by. It's moving faster than we can make laws to outlaw some of these things. So technology is taking over. Robots are taking over. Automated, phones, kiosks. Everything is going to be done through robots. And who knows what'll happen from that. I'm going to talk about that later too. So thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and try to enjoy your day to the fullest, because it's your day and nobody can take that away from you. Thanks. Have a good one. Peace out.